And shares, video share. Okay, and just one more second. Okay, I think I will use a background. Let me stop for a second and do a background. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well and had a good Labor Day weekend. My name is Victoria Bracha. First of all, I'd like to thank you for attending my webinar. And hi, Facebook fans. I know you're watching, and sorry about last week. For some reason, I could not go Facebook Live. I do have the recordings if you guys want to watch the first episode, first module, shall we say, for the Small Business Survival Masterclass. You can just text me, private messaging me, and give me your email address, and I can send you the link, okay? Okay, let's get started with the second module today. First, let me share screen. Okay. Play slide. Okay, so this, oops, got it. This September, we have the Small Business Masterclass, but it's on the Small Business Survival Masterclass. And the topic on it, on these, which I think is really so timely. Before, I usually do the small business success, but now a lot of people are in so much trouble. It's, you know, they're more concerned about survival rather than be successful, right? So my 4 module is going to focus on the survival of your business. And each modules, I'm going to break down to 3 steps to break down the simple steps so it's easy. And so this way we can do the, oh, I just have this new feature. I just, you know, I turned on the PowerPoint and now it's giving me the, I guess, text to speech in Chinese. I guess that's what it is. It's the function. It just happened automatically. I guess that's how it works. I'll just leave it on for now. Or I don't even know how to turn it off right now. Okay. So again, my name is Victoria Bracha. And I'm a business advisor and financial strategist with Victoryfinanceinc Incorporated. And the Survival Masterclass, I have 4 modules in September. The first is already done. That's pinpointed things specifically impair your business success. Anything from financial troubles to marketing challenges and operational issues. And then the second one, which is today, is let's talk about money for your business and get your business finance in order and prepare for the future uncertainty. And the third one is on September 15th. That's how to create an effective marketing strategy and hold on your customers, regardless of the current economic situations. And then the last one is on September 22nd for the module 4. And that's when we put everything together and create a practical implementation checklist so that we can improve your overall business situations. Okay, the bottom is translation, Google Translate. So it's okay, but it's not as accurate. But today I'm just going to leave it on. That's a new feature, I guess, in the PowerPoint I was playing with it. It just comes out. Okay, so why do you listen to me? First of all, I want to thank you for taking your time listening to that webinar. And I think this webinar is very timely and relevant to many businesses right now. And I want to be able to really help small business owners to overcome this situation, right? And so why listening to me? What's different about me? So first of all, I'm a certified business advisor for Small Business Development Centers, which is a nonprofit organization funded by SBA and local government. There are over 1,000 small business development centers throughout the United States, and we all offer free assistance to help small local businesses to navigating through the loan application process, and also not just the SBA loans, which a lot of people find confusing, right? But also just to help your business to survive and thrive. And in the normal situation, we help you from the new startup business to growth to, business continuation, all various topics. But right now we are more focusing on just keep your business open in a sense, right? In this difficult, challenging time. And I get updated on a regular basis, the information directly from SBA and SBDC. So a lot of rules and policies and changes, and very confusing and sometimes contradictory, right? So it's important to get the information directly from the source. And also, as my personal experience, I owned and managed a women's boutique for over 15 years. And I did the manufacturing and wholesale and retail. And combined with my financial degree, I really have the overall understanding of the business, what it takes to make a business successful. Currently, I am on advisory board for Industry Council for Small Business Development, an ambassador for Silicon Valley Central Chamber of Commerce, and sits on Asian Affairs Business Committee with Cupertino Chamber of Commerce. And I have been a business advisor and a financial strategist and consultant for over 5 years. I have worked with so many businesses with various industry, and mostly at the brick and mortar businesses. So I really can offer quite a bit of help to your business. I know every business different, but I've been just working with so many business. I really can give you a lot of suggestion, help, and advice and guidance in that sense as well too. Okay, so now let's get started with our module 2. And today's topic is money, right? We know we start a business, we need money. And for business to keep going, we need money. If the business doesn't make money and we'll keep on doing it and with no hope of making money, then it's not a business. It's just a hobby, right? In order for business to to succeed, to survive, we have to make money. So I'm going to talk about module 2, how to get your business financing order and prepare for the future uncertainty. Okay, and we are going to do it with the 3-step process. I always try to break the topics into 3 steps, so it's easy to grasp, easy to implement. Okay, so what is today's 3-step process? So the first step 1 is to understand the 3 elements necessary for the business finance. And then the second step is calculate the burn rate. And if you don't understand the burn rate, don't worry, I'm going to explain it later on. And the third step is get the money, right? We need money. Once you understand all what you need to do, and the last thing is you want to have enough capital to keep your business going. Okay, So let's get started as in step one. Okay, the three elements. Most business fail due to lack of fully understanding of these three elements. So what are these three elements? So let's define it, okay? The three key business elements. The first one is revenue, and we know revenue is also equates to business growth, right? And the second one is profit margin. It's pretty obvious. Profit margin means it defines your business profitability. And third thing is operational expenses, so operating expenses, and that's the production costs, and I'm going to also define that as well too. Okay, so the first is the revenue, the growth, and most people think, okay, if I make more sales, I'm going to make money for the business, right? Which is not necessarily true, because without understanding your business cost, just having more sales does not make you more money. And it does, you can have such a high sale in business, but if your business expense is so much, your business is not survive, right? And so that brings down to the second key element. That's the profit margin, the profitability. So it's the profit margin is going to basically dictate if your business is indeed making money and you can survive versus your business is not going to, make it, right? So, and the profit margin also different, just because some companies say, oh, I have 5% profit margin, where other company has 20% profit margin. 5% profit margin doesn't mean the business is a bad business. It's not run profitably. Like for instance, produce grocery store, right? Their profit margin is low, but they are making good money because they go by quantity, right? And versus someone have 20% of profit margin doesn't mean they're making more money just because, just because the high profit margin, right? So the profit margin is really, even though all business have the profit margin, but it's very specific to your industry, then it comes down to specific to your company, okay? What is profit margin? Profit margin is basically when you take all the revenue you made and then taking all the expenses, not just what I'm talking about, the operational expenses, all the expenses, including cost of goods. When you divide it, you got a margin. That margin is going to say whatever percentage it is going to be, right? Actually, it's the profit margin divided by revenue. It's going to give you the percentage, right? Whether it's 20%, whatever percent. Of course, it can have really high profit margin for some of, say, the online businesses, right? Because their cost is so low, so their profit margin can go even 80%, say, right? So there are, it really depends on the industry. But in terms of the operational expense, right? Operating expenses, those are the non-production costs. Non-production costs, basically sales, rent, different things that you still need for the business to generate income, but it's not, say, cost of goods, right? Now, one thing about the operational costs, right, expenses, there are controllable expenses and there are non-controllable expenses. So as a business, in order for you to have a good profit margin, you really have to have the real good understanding of what are your controllable expenses and what are your non-controllable expenses. Of course, a lot of expenses, maybe you can still change somewhat, right? And for instance, usually we would consider the rent is not controllable expense, and the cost of goods is not controllable expenses, right? But there's a chance you may be able to negotiate, but normally these are considered as non-controllable expenses, whereas your payroll and other overhead costs, they usually consider as controllable expenses, right? Now, because of our current situation, I want to mention this exceptional factor. The exception factor is that's going to impact your operational cost is that uncommon event that has a large financial impact on your business, right? And nobody knows that COVID is going to happen, right? And we don't really foresee how long it's going to take, how the severity now that, we are, almost 6 months in it, right? Since March is, kind of, in September. So we have a somewhat of better understanding, but on the hand, we still don't really understand how long it's going to take and what's the severity, right? So now this becomes an exceptional factor, right? And now we need to take that as a key element into consideration in order for your business to stay in business, okay? Okay, so that's the first steps, okay? Once you understand those three key concepts, now the second step is calculate the burn rate, okay? Understanding your business burn rate is the key to survive and thrive in the new norm, okay? So what is the burn rate? A lot of new startup company, they might heard of it and they know that. But for normal small brick and mortar businesses, burn rate is not a commonly phrased, common phrase terminology, right? So people don't talk about burn rate. So I'm going to talk about the burn rate and also what is the gross versus net burn rate and how to calculate your burn rate. And then the other part is how to reduce your burn rate. Okay, so the first is what is the burn rate? So the burn rate is at which that a company depletes its cash pool in a loss generating scenario, right? So normally your business is making money. We don't even talk about burn rate. That's why the new startup company, we talk about burn rate. It's very common. So because the startup company, what they have is they get some kind of venture capital, maybe owner pull up some money in, right? Then they start a business. Before the business start to generate income, or even if they have less of sale, they might not their expenses far exceeded the revenue they generate. That's when they start, they need to know about the burn rate, right? But right now, it doesn't, it almost apply to, a lot of, so many businesses right now, unfortunately, because a lot of business right now is not making a positive revenue right now, income right now, right? So now this burn rate concept is very important to the current business because our current situation, to understand like how much money, how much you're losing, how much money you do need to keep your company last, and do you have enough capital for your business to last, right, till a few months, and hopefully in a few months the vaccine does come, or a few months that the therapeutic drug is such a way we understand COVID well enough that it no longer becomes such a deadly disease and pandemic for us, right? So that's very important in that sense. So then now, what is the gross burn rate? So gross burn rate basically combines all its business, say your business, its operating costs, operational costs, right? Which includes the rent, salary, and other overhead expenses. Usually what you look at a gross burn rate is basically tells you how efficient is your business. The lower the burn rate, right, is basically it's going to give you a basically it says that you are having your operational expenses to your business relatively low, and your business is going to be more profitable, right? So later on, right? So once you increase the sale, that happens. And so that's the gross burn rate. But now net burn rate is crucial for your business to show how long your business is going to last, right? It's the rate your company is losing money. Say if the company is losing, say $5,000 a month, right? And you only have, I don't know, $50,000. So now your company can only last 10 months, right? So a company can only last 10 months because you have $50,000 and the company is losing $5,000. But of course, by net burn rate, you definitely want to really look at it. What kind of expense are essential for running the business? What's non-essential? You know, that there goes back to the controllable and non-controllable expenses as well too, right? So that's the net burn rate. So you can calculate the monthly. Usually they go by monthly because that's a good segment to calculate the monthly burn rate. There is a website. I'm not, you know, I don't know these. I just kind of created up online. I found this website is pretty helpful with calculating the burn rate. So I just put the link here. Okay, so I don't know the company or the people. And this is just for a convenient burn rate tool they have. Okay, so it's bizlevalb.com/survive-and-thrive. So that's the burn rate calculation. And by being able to calculate how many, you know, what's the burn rate, you will understand how long how much money it's going to cost you, and how much money you have, and how long your business will last, right? So, and of course, now that you know your burn rate, you want to reduce it, right? It's, you know, it's in a way, it's in terms of concept, it's pretty simple, right? Basically lay off more people if you're yourself, right? Cut your pay, not paying yourself in that sense, right? And other kind of operational expenses, right? And the gross, and then of course, grow your sales. How can you grow your sales? Do you have the sales and marketing strategy to grow your revenue, right? Because the burn rate, to reduce the burn rate is basically increase your sale and reduce your expenses, right? So that's basically the 3 things you can do. So in terms of your business sales and marketing, right? As we know, whatever your business you had, like say in January of this year, it may be totally different. Or maybe you're still keeping your business, but you don't have a way of, of really generate income, right? So not only you have to define your business, but you also have to redefine your business. What can your business do? What's your expertise or other assets you have that you can provide the service or knowledge or product, different things you can do to utilize your company's talent pool, or if you're self-employed, your talent pool, right? To do that. And to do that for sales and marketing, you basically have to think of 4 Ps. Okay. First of all, of course, you want to find out what's your ideal customer, that your target customer market, right? What is your ideal customer base you want to use? And that's basically going to now get you, once you define that, now it's going to get you that 4 P, which is the product, your product and service, right? That's relevant to today's current situation. And then what the price it will be. Just because we are in economic difficulty doesn't mean that your price for your product service has to be lower, right? Because the market is really a supply demand, and there's something maybe you can offer, your company can offer, is really something that in high demand right now, right? Like for instance, PPE, it's much higher, cost of personal protective equipment, right? They're much higher than before, right? Because there's a high demand, regardless, people, money is tight for people, right? So that's why. Same thing with your product service. You can charge a high price when there's a need for the market. And then place, right? You may used to have it with one-to-one, like brick and mortar, one-on-one type. Now you understand that you have to get it online, right? So now are you kind of making that kind of transition to move your business online as well too, right? And then that's the third. And then fourth thing is promotion. And the promotion is such that how you can get your business, get whatever your service is, right? Product service, get people know about it and have their way to purchase it, right? So that's the promotion and the sales and marketing, the most part of it. Then again, you want to, the way of promotion used to work, may not work anymore. Like say, used to have word of mouth, no longer really works. I used to go to a lot of a chamber mixer, right? No longer works because now there's no mixer. Everything is on Zoom, is in virtual, but it's a little bit harder on virtual, right? Because there is a difference. I go to Zoom meeting, but I don't find for myself, right? There are don't get me wrong, I love Zoom. I'm using Zoom for my webinar right now, right? But in terms of business mixer, before I feel like I can kind of take my time and pick the people I feel I want to connect with and spending more time with these people as well. Now Zoom, right? Because only one person can talk and you kind of everybody have to take their turn to talk, and it's not polite to just barge in, right? So there is this limitation in a sense. Of course, you can private messaging people, but a lot of time people kind of didn't notice or whatever. And the most messaging is just to get the contact information instead of making that personal connection, right, with people. But still, there are different ways of promotion. And of course, our way of promotion now, mostly online, is, so we need to do that to adapt the product and service for our the new norm, okay? So that's the sales and marketing part, which is really, if we can get the sales up and then we can reduce the expenses, your business is going to stay in business, no question about it, right? So those two key elements, we really have to think about it. And a lot of time we know in general the concept, but really what, as a business owner, what you need to do is really mapping that to something specific and concrete you can do. Okay. And that's where, like I come in, and also there are some other business consultant or advisor in a sense. Of course, the advantage of me is the free, my service is the free consultation, right? And I helped a lot of business owners in that sense, is to really go through this, turn into concept into something specific for your business where you can implement. Okay, so that's that part. And then the step 3, very important, get the money, right? Now you know what is your revenue. And for some business right now, the revenue is 0 because they can't not open their business yet. And some has been gone down so much more than before, right? And then what is the expenses? Now you say, then you calculate your burn rate. Now you say, okay, I need, my burn rate is $5,000 a month. and now I need to get money because I want to be in business. This is something I want to do, and I want to do it. um, I've been spending, I talked to some business owners, they've been having more than 10 years in the business, right? And some people, invest a lot to get their business started. And it was just doing well. And all of a sudden the COVID hit, right? So we don't want just easily just give it up. And, so we definitely want to find a way, figure out a way to, keep your business going, right? So now, in order for the business to stay business, we need money, right? So how to get the money? Victoria, tell me how to get the money, right? Okay, so not only I'm going to tell you how to get the money, because everybody knows you can get a loan, right? Is how to get free money and cheap money. What do I mean by cheap money? Cheap money meaning low interest rate loan, right? We all can get credit cards, but credit card, it's good to have something there, right? First of all, it's convenient if you pay it off every month, right? Then there's a very convenient tool. But a lot of people also use credit card as a line of credit in a way, right? So it gives you some kind of leeway for money. But now, because the business is a lot of business is in difficult financial situation, so to use credit cards as a way of money, it's expensive because it's like 20-something% a year, right? It's a lot of interest. And I remember, before when I first started a business and I look at the credit card bill, $500-600 a month per credit card is interest. And I was thinking, my goodness, I spend almost $1,000 a month just on interest alone on a credit card, right? So it can really eaten up quite quickly. So, so now that we know we need a capital, make sure that we do spend some time to get the free money and cheap money, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about the free money, the zero interest loan, right? So it's not free, but at least there's no interest. And then the low interest loan, that's SBA, and then a checklist, right? So first of all, the free one, I guess the slides has out of order. So, okay, I'll just talk about this then. The lower interest, right, the SBA loan, first of all, actually PPP can be the free money as well too. So if you have applied the Paycheck Protection Program, then you want to make sure that you do it properly so you can have 100% forgiveness. Okay, if you haven't applied the Paycheck Protection Program right now, we don't know if there's going to be second round. There's a big talk about the second round of PPP, so that's great, right? But we don't know yet. So that's free money. Okay, and then the economic injury loan, the disaster loan, right? And of course, they are used to be having the economic injury disaster loan advance, which is also free money. But now it's even you apply, it's no longer there. Okay, so the low interest rate will be economic injury disaster loan, and it's still available right now, and the interest rate is 3.75%, and that's the interest is accrued, but the payment is not till the 12 months. So it really gives you that 12 months time. You don't even need to worry about this loan, right, in terms of capital. And then there's also, which is getting close, right? The SBA will pay 6 months. That's again the free money. The 6 months for the SBA loan, like the 7A loan and the 504 loans, and some of the micro loans, right? They're going to pay the interest and principal, and they also will pay the fees as well too, right? That's again, it's a free money as well too. And then the low interest rate would be those loans, okay? And if you're in the state of California, and California have California supported tax defer. It's not free, but at least it's, you don't have to, pay the money right now. That's going to, kind of reduce your burn rate at the current time. So, your business will last longer, right? So there's a sales tax deferment, and also there's some other program as well too. Okay. So that's the, like if you're a tenant, right? There's also the deferment in terms of the basically the rent moratorium. So, without paying the rent, the landlord cannot really evict you till, I think California was till August 31st, but now it's extended till the end of September. So that's also something. It's not necessarily free, but at least it kind of reduce your burden right now. Okay. And then there's also additional loans. This is the form for the SBA PPP loan forgiveness. It's called 3508. There are two types of form. One is easy, which is pretty simple. And the one, if you have employees and you change the hours and different type of compensation, you do the SBA forms 3508. Okay, so that's also something you want to do, because that's going to give you the free money as well too. For the PPP to be forgiveness, right? And there are also additional fundings available, like a grant. There are so many grants around your city, your private ones, different ones. For Santa Clara County, for our Small Business Development Center, we helped with the city of Sunnyvale, and then we did city of Cupertino. Now we are in the city of Milpitas with this micro grant project, and now we are rolling out in San Jose, city of San Jose, up to $15,000 rent relief program, right? So if you are in city of San Jose, and definitely make sure that you contact me, because I have that application link for you to apply, and $15,000 up to, okay, I have to say up to $15,000. It's like 5, 10, 15, depending on your business, right? For that kind of grant for paying the rent. That's great, right? In terms of the low interest, yeah, I apologize, because it's kind of a little bit, my slide is not done well enough to clearly separate the free money, zero interest and low interest. Okay, it's kind of combined in that sense. So I apologize for the confusion. But in terms of the low interest, like SBA loan, right now, currently, especially for businesses in the lower moderate income communities, they have this new Community Advantage Recovery Loan Program. And it really, not only it's lower interest, but also it allows basically SBA to loan the lenders to loan $25,000 money quickly, to solve the liquidity issue, for many businesses, which, everybody is tight with money, right? That's the liquidity. And also, it not only just provide with the financial relief, and one important factor is the technical assistance. It's like the Small Business Development Center, right? We provide a lot of technical advisories and a one-on-one support, and our the business advisors are like in specialty in their own field. For me particular, I'm a business advisor, and for business operations, sales, marketing, and business finance, right? So everybody has different field, and some people are really good at kind of HR, right? So some people are really good at other things like internet marketing, which I am too, but in the e-commerce aspect as well too, right? So there are different specialists there, and help you one-on-one and going through your business, which is great because all the service from us to you is free, right? So that's a great thing to have that. And then also it's going to, a lot of business, whatever they have, the business models or business equipment or business whatever, they might not be up to date. So the new community advantage recovery loan program for SBA is also going to help business owners to retool their business models and for the COVID-19 environment and build a financial resiliency and potential for future disruption, which is great because before COVID hit, I understand that we had, the 2008 meltdown or whatever, but the disruption is never like the COVID, right? So by having this, advice and assistance to set up your company in such a way that now you can build that financial resistance and for the future potential. I have to say potential, maybe everything's going to be great. That's in the future, which we really good, right? We really need to have some good good future in a way, right? But potential interruption, right? And and the loans basically must be approved through September 27th and fully dispersed no longer than October 1st, right? So that we don't have that much time. So you need to, it's right now, it's September 8th already, time flies, just keep on going, right? Definitely we want to, as a business owner, we have to take a proactive measure for it. And then there is this one, which is the California one, okay? It's California statewide CDC, and that's for also their way of implementing small business community advantage loan feel for growth. So instead of 25,000, actually this loan is up to 250,000, okay? And it's 5 to 10 years for normal business, but if it's real estate included real estate as a part of the loan, right? As fully amortized loan, okay? So it could be real estate, commercial real estate, right? And that's up to 25 years, okay? But okay. And great thing about this loan, right? This California CDC community advantage loan is you can use it for buy machinery, equipment, use for working capital, right? And paying the payrolls and rent. Of course, important things to understand is you cannot use the loans for the same thing. Like for instance, you have PPP and have EIDL, and you're using PPP for payroll, until the payroll period finish, you exhaust the PPP for the payroll portion of it, you can use for EIDL for the continual payroll, right? And also, or, your EIDL you use for something else. Say you get this community advantage loan. Now you're using this loan, you can use it for rent and payroll, right? So you don't want to use this different loans for the same purpose, okay? That's very important to understand. For the SBA loans, you do not want to use different loans for the same purpose at the same period, okay? So it can be, like PPP finish, now you're using EIDL money for the payroll, for the rent. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay, okay? But it has to be for a different period, okay? So that's very important to understand. And then the leasehold improvement, you can even use this for leasehold improvement, right? Furniture, fixture, but remember, it's all business, right? And business purchase, startup, expansion, and also related expenses. So if you guys want to know more about the SBA Community Advantage Loan if you are in the state of California, and let me know, and I can help you with that as well too, okay? And I will give you the contact information later on. And of course, you can call them direct. There's a 800 number you can, but sometimes, you know, when you deal with loan, they might want paperwork, this and that. It may be confusing. So it's nice to have somebody, you know, have that kind of experience to guide you through it, okay? So definitely that's a good way. Okay, so now I mentioned the free money, the various grants, right? And they are so many grants, so it's hard to list them all. You know, I look at it, there are just so many grants. And when you do it, you know, when you go online, Google search, basically your city and the grant, you know, you put your city in a grant or your county and grant. And then a lot of grants are going to populate, right? Some are from cities, counties, some are states. And so make sure that you have, you know, so you can just search it that way. It's too difficult and to give you this whole list, right? And then they also private ones, like I know like Facebook, Google, they are still doing this grant, but it's used for their advertising credit. So it's a little bit different, right? But on the hand, if you are doing the marketing, it's good to have that kind of grant so you can advertise, say, on Facebook or Google search, and then, you know, the money will be paid through the grant rather than you have to take your money as a part of your burn rate, right? Your part of operational cost to do that, okay? So that's the various grant, and they are still so many of them right now. So take your time, go through it, and if you have any question, definitely I can help you, okay? And then the zero interest grant, not the grant, I'm sorry, the zero interest loan. So the zero interest loan, I don't know if you guys know about Kiva. It's kind of like similar to GoFundMe, but it's a loan, okay? And it's Kiva, KIVA.org. It's a loan is 36 months and it's up to $15,000 and there's no interest. So, which is great because, you know, there's no interest. It's still a loan, you know, it's not like a grant you have to still paying back. But on the hand, there's no interest. So that really extend the way you can use the money, right? So that's definitely a good one to do as well too. And with Kiva, that you want to, you know, they want you to create a profile, create a story, you know, why you need the money and all that stuff. And that kind of things I can also help you as well too, okay? Now, you know, make sure that you have that checklist, right? You know, all the concept, the 3-step process, all these information I gave you is great, but without taking action, you know, it's not going to help business. So definitely you want to have the action step, the 3, you know, usually, as I say, I like the 3 because 3 is easy to implement. It's easy to remember, easy to understand, easy to implement, right? So we want to put into 3 steps. And once you get that, isn't that great? If we can do a checklist, we get it done, right? That's your action checklist, right? It's okay. So again, if you need the, you know, action checklist or you need any kind of assistance, you can definitely contact me. Again, my name is Victoria Bracha. And you can, of course, call me 650-382-1118 or email me at info@Victoryfinanceinc.com. That's INC, Victoryfinanceinc.com. And also, you can book a free 30-minute appointment. You can go through my website, or you can just go directly with the calendar link. It's called calendly.com/victoryfinance-30MIN. And, you know, you can pick time that's convenient for you. It's just, you know, that's again, it's some kind of efficiency, right? In a sense of business, because time is valuable. Instead of used to going back and forth, so we call each other, everybody has a calendar book and book appointment. Those things are no longer happening, right? It's just on everything now is going online. And same thing you can do for your business as well too, because I know I have advised quite a few of daycare center. They really need the customer, the parent, right, come and have the tour, right? And what I have helped them to implement is that calendar system. So rather than the parents call and say, oh, I'll be here at 11 o'clock and 11 o'clock, first of all, it's not as easy, right? Maybe they leave a message, you call back and you leave a message. Finally, you get talk to each other. Can you get 11 o'clock versus the calendar just pops up and then there you are, who is going to come and to tour your facility, right? So that's a very convenient tool to have. And calendly.com, if you have, it's a free, there's a paid version, but there's a free version as well too. And you can also use Google, right? Google is free as well too. And so don't forget that the September, for the Tuesdays, I have the 4-module Business Survival Masterclass, right? And today we talk about the finance aspect. And next module, we're going to talk about really dive deep into the sales and marketing. I touched briefly about the sales and marketing today, right? Just to give you some kind of idea for you to plan. But next week, it's going to be really deep dive into the sales and marketing for your business. And that's, without sales, we're not going to have a business, right? So definitely. And you can register with Victory Finance, www.victoryfinanceinc/SEPT-MC. So that's the September Masterclass, okay? And just register now. And then later, if you need the previous ones, I can also send you the recording as well too. And also, I like to offer for the next 5 minutes just the free training and done-for-you services. And I know that for a lot of businesses, they go attend quite a bit of training, but on the hand, they think it's a good idea, but sometimes they feel there is a gap between the good idea versus how you can implement it, apply to your business. And so sometimes it's just the you say, I know I need to do, but I don't know how, right? So we have both. If you can do it, great. The trainings are free. Then for your services, it really depends where you are, because we do have free Small Business Development Center offers some of the services as well too. Not necessarily done for you, but teach you in such a way you can do it. Okay, so help you create and those services including help you create and execute your business plan, provide tools and template for your sales and expense projections, and that right now, a lot of people have the PPP. They don't know about the forgiveness and the SBA loan, but they got rejected and they don't even know why. It doesn't make sense, right? So all these, we can help and develop a new sales and marketing strategy that's relevant for the current, economic situation. And social media. Every business now needs social media. The profile setup, the proper account setup, and then the marketing, right? The aspect, and your website. Maybe you have a website, maybe you don't have a website. So, or maybe your website's so not up to date, right? So to build a website, to revamp your website, and you can pretty much pick whatever help you need. We are there to help you, right? And also, before I leave, I want to emphasize on the SBDC because it's such a great free service, right? It's great. So SBDC stands for Small Business Development Center, okay? It's a nonprofit organization that provides expert non-cost advising, okay? It's non-cost, meaning free advice, and low-cost workshop and small business trainings. Right now, because of COVID, the workshops and business trainings are virtual and they are free. So there's also no cost even for those workshops, like, okay? And then to guide small businesses to succeed, to success and accomplishment. So our goal is to help you to succeed, small business owners don't have that kind of resources the big company, the corporation have. They can hire these talents because they have that kind of capital, right? To have, but small business owner, it's harder, right? A lot of business owner, they are even working in beginning years, they're even working for free in order to build a business, right? To hire somebody of high talent, it's really too costly. But here we have this service for you completely free. And we work hands-on with entrepreneurs and business owners to address basically your specific challenges, seize the opportunity, and grow our clients' bottom line. So this is all one-on-one, right? It's not just a training, it's more general information, because when you do training, you have to be generalized somewhat, right? Because every business is different. If you're too specific, you lost all the rest of the audience. And we're like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. It's so specific, it doesn't apply to me. Then the training no longer become valuable. So when we do the training, we have to do it in such a way that it's more general, right? But on the hand, with the SBDC service, we are working with you one-on-one, and it's your business we are helping you with, right? And that's what's great about it. I mean, well, before I knew it, I mean, I didn't know it. And, when I had my business, I wish I knew it. For 15 years, I went through a lot of costly mistakes and headaches and stress. I mean, I feel like so much can be reduced. I won't say eliminate, but can be reduced with this kind of expert advice. And I am a business advisor with the Small Business Development Center, and I see other advisors too. We all have our own expertise and experience, and we can share and help you through our knowledge, experience, and expertise. Okay, and also we can help you with, right now it's more of a business survival because this current situations, right? But normally we help with a new business and business growth and continuity, right? And also, of course, business survival. And our service is one-on-one free advising, training and workshops, and funding assistance. Most businesses, needs money to start their business. They need to seeking funds, right? A lot of franchise business, it costs quite a bit of money to start their business, right? Normally people don't just have that kind of money hanging around, right? And so it's a good idea to get some kind of business funding. And a lot of time people do worry about the business funding, in a sense, borrowing money, they get concerned, but it really have to, you really have to understand what you're borrowing money for. And, in order to borrow money gives you the leverage to do the things you basically cannot do, right? Without that kind of capital. I mean, to take just a simple example is mortgage, right? You want to live a house, you want to buy a house. Will you be able to pay it all at once? No, you can't, right? So, but if you borrow the money, you have a mortgage, now you can enjoy the ownership, right? And pay a small interest on the mortgage, right? So that's the same thing with business in terms of funding, is to borrow the money so that your business can grow, can be profitable and not worry about, can I pay it back? Of course, we need to really look into your current situation to decide the feasibility and the capability of that. But still, that don't just get shied away from the funding. Okay, because I have a lot of business say, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure. I worried about borrowing money because I don't know if I can pay it back or not, right? So that's kind of things we really have to definitely look at your business to answer that question. Blindly borrowing money is not good, but shying away from borrowing money and getting fund is also not a good idea. Okay, that's why expert advice and assistance can really help. And we at SBDC are here to help. And also, I have to say there are a lot of other nonprofit organizations as well too in the United States and helping small business owners. So they are there as well too. So, small business owners, you're not alone. We are in this together. We are helping each other to get get the business going, okay, and to overcome the current situations. So again, before I finish, I just give you my contact information again, in case you didn't catch early on. You can call, whether it's toll-free or a local number. That's 650-382-1118 or 833-382-1118. And email me, info@victoryfinanceinc.com. And also you can book a free appointment as well too at calendly.com/victoryfinance/30min. Okay, so that basically concludes our today's webinar. And before I leave, I want to thank you for attending my webinar. Thank you for taking the time. And as I said earlier, we're in this together. We are going to help each other and overcome that. And meanwhile, make sure you take some time, utilize those free resources, the free capital, so that you can keep your business going, okay, and stay in business. Okay, so take care and stay healthy, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Bye.